Hey guys, Julian here from Revline Fitness for another episode of Muscle 101. So today we're going to be talking about the deltoid muscle. So there's actually 3 heads of the deltoid that wrap around the shoulder. If you want to simplify it, it's basically our shoulder cap muscle, okay? So like I said, 3 different heads. There's an anterior, which means in the front, there's a medial or the middle, and there's a posterior or the back, okay? So we're going to talk about all 3. Where do they originate? The anterior, or the front one, originates on the clavicular head, so on the lateral or outside part of our clavicle bone, which is our collarbone, okay? So that's where that one attaches. The middle one is going to attach on the acromion process, which is part of our scapula, or our shoulder blade. So kind of on the top of our shoulder blade, that's where the middle one, or medial one, is attaching. And then the posterior is on the spine of the scapula. So really behind here, okay, on our shoulder blade, there's a spine, and that's where the posterior head is attaching for the deltoids. So where do they insert? We know where they originate now. Where do they insert down on the shoulder? They all insert in the same spot, the deltoid tuberosity of the humerus. So the humerus is our big upper arm bone, and when you hear the word tuberosity, that means a little groove where the muscles attach. So they all come together and attach down here, okay? Now what action do? They have a little bit of different actions. So the anterior and the medial one, so the front and the middle, they help internally rotate the arm. So when I'm standing here and I rotate my thumb in towards, they're helping with that motion, okay? And it flexes. Those 2 flex, they bring the arm up. Okay? Then you could guess that the posterior one does the opposite. So if I'm standing in my anatomical position, turning my thumb backwards or externally rotating, and then extending the arm or pushing it backwards instead of flexing it in the front. Okay, so those are the actions of all 3, and some good examples for you guys when you're in the gym of some exercises that work. The anterior one are shoulder raises. Anterior shoulder raises, bringing the hands up in the front. Then for the middle one, a lateral raise. You'll see these often with 2 weights in your hand going up to the side. And then the posterior is a bent over fly. So if I'm here and I'm coming up. Or maybe you might see someone pulling bands apart behind or using a fly machine pulling the weights behind. So guys, keep these in mind when you're thinking of doing shoulders. You're on a shoulder day, you want to know which muscles you're working, the anterior, medial, and posterior deltoid.